Hi, this is Susan Phelan, and I have Melissa Lemon with me here today. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Susan. Thanks for having me.
So happy to see you.
Thank you.
And I think I've seen you at conferences before. Your face really looks familiar to me.
It's just one of those faces.
One of those faces. All right, well, maybe. But you have got two gorgeous books here. I love these covers. I love fairy tale retellings. I want to hear more about them.
All right. Cinderella was published in November of 2011, and it is the most twisted Cinderella story you'll ever read. It's about two characters. They're sisters, and they have two other sisters that are mean and abusive, and it's the story of how they try to help their family out that's kind of falling apart.
Okay, so you've got Cinderella does always have a dysfunctional family, so
Yep.
but a different kind of a dysfunctional family going on there.
Yep.
Okay, and Cinder and Ella.
Yep.
And then you've got Snow White and the Queen of Mayhem.
Yes, and Snow White and the Queen of Mayhem came out in December of 2012, and it is the story of Snow White told from the point of view of the mirror, or a man who is trapped in the mirror by the evil queen, and he tells her story and follows her throughout her life and tries to protect her by creating a storm that makes it so that the weather protects her. She's protected by snowstorms.
Oh, okay, so the mirror belongs to Snow White.
To the queen.
Oh, it belongs
to the Queen of Mayhem, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of in her clutches, but he keeps the princess a secret, and so the queen thinks she's dead.
Oh, I see.
So as she
I see.
grows
so
up.
even though he belongs to the queen, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
All right. Very interesting. I adore these covers. These were done by Cedar Fort, is that right?
Yep, they're gorgeous covers.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Everything you know about Cinderella is about to change. Very, very nice. So, tell me, when did you start writing?
I started writing probably in the 5th grade. I started creative writing. I remember I wrote a story about George of the Jungle making his way to Neverland, and so I kind of started twisting fairy tales even as young as the 5th grade, and then I wrote all throughout high school and minored in creative writing in college, and I've just kind of been doing it forever.
So you minored in creative writing. What did you major in?
Psychology.
All right. That's, I think psychology is a really good major for a writer.
Yeah, it is. You kind of have to know how the mind works.
You get into people's
Yeah,
heads.
yep, it is.
And, I like that.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to focus on fairy tales? Is it just what came to your
Yeah,
head?
I think it is just a passion that I have and that I've always had. And for me, it's just this, it's kind of like going to grandma's house or, seeing an old friend that you haven't seen for a while, because it brings back those memories from childhood and those stories that you loved. And it's just fun to just kind of mess with them and play with them. And it really just brings out the kid in me, and I really love it.
So it's your comfort food.
It kind of is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a really interesting thought, because I have always loved fairy tales, and I've never thought about why, but I think you might have struck something when you say it's a comfort.
Yeah, it is. It reminds you of your childhood and past experiences and memories. And,
I really like that. So do you have more?
Yes, I'm working on a Sleeping Beauty retelling right now, and I have several others planned. I have one called Escaping Neverland that's about Peter Pan and what he's up to these days, which I love. And so I have others planned, and I have other genres that I write into. So,
do you have any that are already contracted with?
No, I don't. I actually just self-published a romance, and so I just took care of that since it was already written, and now I'm just working on more writing, so getting stuff done.
Very, very cool. So I want to hear about your writing process.
Okay.
I know some people are pantsers. By the seat of their pants, they just sit down and start writing.
Not me.
You're an outliner?
I'm a brainstormer. I spend a lot of time in my head thinking out a story, and when I feel like it's ready, I'll start to write it down, but I'll brainstorm a project for months before I actually begin it. So I'm a big brainstormer.
So are you brainstorming one story while you're writing another?
Sometimes I'm brainstorming 5.
You got to get your characters.
They're just kind of all in there somewhere.
You're able to keep them all straight, too.
Yeah, yep.
Wonderful. Well, that's like, some people can have a book in their bedroom, a book in the bathroom, a book in the living room, and be reading all 3
Yeah,
at once.
I can't read like that, but I can write like that.
You can write like that. Well, that's really neat to hear, because I love fairy tale retellings. I'm always anxious to to find another one I can enjoy. So I'm glad that these are here for me to take a look at.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy them.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I do want to ask you one more question. You said something to me before we started about getting a rejection when you were 21 because you were writing forever. And what happened? Because I didn't hear the whole story.
So I wrote a children's picture book after my grandma died, and just kind of that experience, and got one rejection on it, and I just was like, oh, I guess I can't be a writer, and I'm going to give up. And so, then I was raising my kids and just got distracted with life, and I wrote a little bit here and there, but when my youngest was, starting preschool, getting a little older, I started to really do it more intensely, and I took the rejections, and I took them and took them and took them for a really long time, and finally was able to get a contract.
So did you have something that was the secret to getting that confidence back, getting back your mojo?
I don't know if it was confidence, because that gets shattered every time I think. It was a determination.
Okay.
It was, I'm going to succeed at this if I have to get a million rejections. So that's kind of what it took.
I think that's a really good point, that if you can't build the confidence, at least have that determination, and eventually the confidence will come.
Yep. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate talking with you today. This gorgeous book by Melissa Lemon and Snow White, and I like how you spelled white. That's a very interesting way to. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thanks for having me, Susan.
This is Susan Phelan. We were talking with Melissa Lemon for Utah Book Scene. Thank you so much for watching.